welcome. Ha. K here with the New Dimension Showcase. And I decided I wanted to take it easy in this one, kind of chill, maybe even go down to the bar and get a drink. Our bartender is here, and he's an interesting looking fellow, I must say. And so is his partner, who appears to be a fairy. Fairy carrying a martini. Some lucky customer. Hopefully they're paying her overtime. So, got done with the sketch, the scene is set, now we off into this line work. This one has been rattling around in my head for a good minute. A few days back, I stepped out to the bar, because we can do that now, to drink and draw. You know, pint in one hand, pencil in the other, that kind of thing. So, you know, when the bar opened up, or when everything opened up, I should say, just like everyone else, got that itch, had to go, grab the drawing pad, grab my wallet, boom, I'm going to drink and draw. You know, it's funny, I'm thinking with all the stuff I just said, did I just date this video? Well, either way, we'll just look at it as if it's a time capsule. So I'm at the bar, right, and I'm getting my groove on, or my sketch on, I should put it that way. And my man is on deck. And I say that meaning my man is on deck. The bartender was just off the chain. It had been a while since he was able to do his thing for a large captive audience, which he did have, and he was in rare form. Now, I actually wasn't necessarily inspired to do a rendition of him with the whole bottle flipping, fire breathing routine that he has. And now that I say it out loud, maybe I should have. But I was inspired, just, you know, watching him do his thing. And so I decided, okay, well, I'm going to do a rendition of that. But again, like I said, you know, without all of his theatrics, I had to put something in it of my own flair. So I decided to go that route of dun 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 juxtaposition. Yes, my favorite thing. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, like him at the bar, or I guess any bartender, you would expect, you know, like a general kind of feel or whatnot, an image of what to expect standing behind it. But I was like, well, wait, you know, what if that image was something more mythological? Something that was, you know, not what you would expect to find running a local pub. And so that's how we got here. One bartender is clearly of the cyclopean persuasion, while the other is outright fairy-esque. You go, girl. So, moving on from there, and this is where I come clean. If I was to go into a bar and see this, I admit it would throw me, like I'm sure it would throw you. But then I would have to refer back to where I am, like what's really going on. And first and foremost, the name of the place is Myths. See, I'm just adding on to that story or whatnot, building off the title. And so I would have to assume with the name of the establishment and the staff that they have running it, they would have to be going for a very literal meaning. And in that regard, I guess it's just ease on in, grab a stool, and order a shot of whatever it is they might possibly have, because I'm pretty sure some of that stuff back there is more than just Jameson's, if we're really going to run with this myths motif. And think about that, a mythological bar. Now granted, they're dressed pretty contemporary, which again, me and my juxtaposition, but if it were a mythological bar, would it be a bar that was in a mythological setting? Or would it be a bar where mythological people go? And by that I mean like a bar in a contemporary setting. So like, if I were to go, or we were, or you were to go to this bar and see these individuals who staff it, would the clientele be just as colorful? And would we, as I guess in this case, mortals, quote unquote, be out of place? Something to think about. Conversely, If this was actually a bar that was happening in a contemporary setting in our world, and we just happen to know, oh yeah, there's this pub where the bartender's a cyclops and the other bartender is a fairy, and they probably got like this minotaur who's a barback, then that would have to be something in and of itself. You see, I'm whipping in these flats here. Always have to refer back to the process. But sticking with that, it could be a situation where, like, I guess you could say our world is inhabited by mythological beings that we are not aware of. They can, I guess, conceal themselves. Look at me, I'm going high concept with you now, folks. And then they go to this pub, and in this pub, they can actually let their hair down, so to speak. They can show themselves or reveal themselves for what they really, or should I say, naturally are. That look that wouldn't necessarily fit, in a regular restaurant or setting or something like that. But here at this place at Myths, no problem. And then we'll take it a step further and go back to the whole deal where, like, okay, well, let's say it's actually happening in a mythological world. Maybe this is the place that the mythological beings go where they can, like, dress the way that they really want to dress. The bartender doesn't have to rock a loincloth. He can put on a nice Hawaiian print shirt and a tank top. The fairy doesn't have to wear a toga or whatnot. She can rock some bootcut jeans and a little frayed in and whatnot. Yeah, imagine. And I guess the barback would actually be able to rock his Michael Jackson jacket. Rest in peace. Don't know why I went there, but yeah, man, I know where I'm going here. Now we're putting in some of our coloring, shading effects or whatnot. Lately, I've gotten into the habit of actually tinting color areas before I apply any shadow work or shading. Like basically what's happening right now. We're into the shading work. I don't do it all the time, but at the same time, I know that it brings something to the images. So I guess it's really a case of what kind of look am I going for. We'll see where all this lands when the color work comes together. I've been using what I consider to be a standard approach to pretty much all the videos that I've been doing. You find your method, you work the method out, and if you got something that actually flies, you run with it. And the more you do it, the more you can develop it, the better you become at it, the better it looks. But there's always something to be said for different looks. For instance, I tend to leave the hard black line there. It's kind of, I guess, the comic booky look. There are individuals who do not like this look. I clearly am not one of them, but I don't begrudge them that. I get it. They are more into the painterly look or whatnot. And personally, I'm into that too. So I said that to say that because of that, I have decided to broaden my spectrum, albeit this is all happening off screen. Hopefully, when I get to the end of my own explorations, it will be something worthy to bring to you all and allow you to explore it bravely, of course. But more important, what's really the key here is, at least from what I'm getting from some of the criticisms I hear of different types of art styles, say like the hard line versus the soft outline or no outline or whatnot. I think what's really more important is that you actually have, again, more weapons in your arsenal, more tools at your disposal. So I'm going to be working on some things and trying to alter the looks and get other feels or whatnot from my art. That way I can always come with a better balance. Sometimes that, sometimes this, sometimes these, sometimes those. And then after I get done with all that work, because it will be work, I'll, want to go and chill. I'm sure everybody is like that. You do a whole lot of work, you want to go and chill. It's what we call that balance. So when we get to that point, I figure maybe I would just go to happy hour at Myths. Yeah, that just happened. Hope you have fun. And if so, you know the drill. Check the socials. ArtStation Instagram. Like, subscribe, share, tap a bell, tell a friend, work a thumb button, but not down to the bone. Gonna need something to hold on to your drink. Till next time.